Hello, this is Tim Hellman.
And I'm Jake Tenpass.
And this is Movie Talk. Today we're going to review the movie The World's End. The World's End is the third film and writer-director Edgar Wright's Three Flavours Cornetto's trilogy, following 2004's zombie comedy Shaun of the Dead and 2007's buddy cop film spoof Hot Fuzz. Wright co-wrote the film once again with actor Simon Pegg, who also stars in the movie with Nick Frost once again, Martin Freeman, Paddy Considine, Eddie Marsan, and Rosamund Pike co-star in the film, which is about five friends attempting to complete a pub crawl they weren't able to 10 years earlier, when they discover their old town is overrun by aliens.
I kind of wish that I had seen it before I saw This Is the End, because This Is the End, it has a lot of similarities between, like, you know, friends who've, like, grown up and changed and are then coming back together, and there's an apocalyptic scenario happening, and This Is the End was just way, way funnier. It was way funnier, yeah. It was more suspenseful, it was more
of a satirical comedy, though, but, like, where this was a little bit more set in reality than
it was.
The end.
And this movie, I mean, to its credit, I think The World's End has a lot of salient things to say about friendships.
Which all the movies of Edgar Wright, they all are somewhat serious emotionally, I think.
Yeah.
They capture real issues about people and relationships and stuff.
Absolutely. No, they all examine male friendships and the way that male friendships change. I mean, Shaun of the Dead is pretty much a near masterpiece, I would say. Like,
that's my favorite.
It's funny. It's suspenseful at times. It has some great things to say about friendships and relationships with women, and it's kind of the complete package, I feel like. Hot Fuzz maintains some of the humor, but I thought lost some of the, like, I didn't identify with the characters as much in Hot Fuzz, and then in this movie I identified with the characters and what they were going through, but I didn't really find it nearly as funny. I thought it did a good job of humanizing both of the main characters.
I like the way the three films, they kind of reversed roles almost. In Shaun of the Dead, Simon Pegg is the straight man, kind of. Nick Frost is the wild one, and then in this movie, Nick Frost is kind of the straight man, Simon Pegg is kind of the wild one.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Whereas the wild one in this review is Morris, right? Or Morris the cat. I guess overall as a movie, I enjoyed it. I'd probably watch it again at some point, but it definitely for me wasn't a movie that I felt any compulsion to watch again right away. Whereas, like, This Is the End, I walked out of that movie and was like, my stomach hurt from laughing so hard.
It was just so funny.
It was so funny. I definitely think it was an interesting examination of, you know, a character who's lived a hard life, who's drank to excess, who's used all kinds of drugs to excess. A lot of the interviews I read leading up to it were like Simon Pegg talking about the desperation of his character and basically his character needing to bring his friends on this adventure in order to justify his own lifestyle. But at the same time, I didn't feel like the movie felt preachy. Even when you find out what he did to sever the relationship with Nick Frost's character, you're not like, oh, he's horrible, or oh, drugs and alcohol are horrible. You're like, no, he just took it too far. It was a very, I don't know, to me it was a reasonable examination of excess.
So what rating would you give it?
I think I would give it 3.5 stars out of 5.
Okay. I knew you were going somewhere around there, but I give 5. So you'd say see it if you're a fan of Wright?
Yeah, if you're a fan of Shaun of the Dead and Hot Fuzz, see the movie. Don't expect those movies, and you know, it's worth watching, but honestly, if I hadn't already seen it in the theater, I would say that I would have been fine waiting to watch it on DVD. Whereas a movie like Only God Forgives, which now you can only see on DVD, you should have seen in the theater, because that's a movie that deserves to be seen on the big screen.
Which only like 10 people did.